So what I'm going to be talking about today are the dangers of using resin that no one seems to talk about. So what we must never forget is resin is a chemical, and it's something that we need to treat with respect. There are some things when you add them to resin that can be dangerous. Too much water can cause flash curing. Too much alcohol, if you're using alcohol inks, can make it quite flammable and also prevent it from curing. So always follow the manufacturer's instructions and guidance. And there's so much guidance on YouTube. There's so many YouTubers that are doing some wonderful projects, so it's well worth checking them out. The next one is food safe resin. Now, I don't believe there is such a thing as food safe resin, and I'm not the only one. I've spoken to lots of different manufacturers of resin and they've agreed with me. I've also contacted several producers of resin and asked them, okay, you've said your product is food safe. Can I eat hot soup out of it? Can I have a hot meal off it? Can I use it in the microwave? Only one of those manufacturers that made that claim about being food safe actually got back to me, and they removed every trace in their marketing about their resin being food safe. Often when things are saying they're food safe, they're not what we would consider to be safe for food. What they mean is incidental contact. So if you drop a piece of food onto it and you pick it up straight away, you should be fine. But the last thing you want to be doing is cutting using a knife and fork, or using it as a chopping board or a cutting board or a cheese board, because they've not been tested to find out whether microplastics or actual toxins are going into your food in any way, shape or form. Please don't ever buy or sell anything as food safe. It's just not worth that risk. So the next one is VOCs or TVOCs. TVOCs, total volatile organic compounds. Now that might sound quite mouthfulish, but it's really important. This is the stuff that can cause you ill health and problems along the road. Now I'm so sensitive to these that I have to make sure that I'm always completely covered and they're not getting on me, because if not, I break out in a really bad dermatitis or contact dermatitis, and also I get severe headaches and lethargy. It gives me flu-like symptoms. It really does make me quite ill, and the inspiration for this video is one of my members had that as well, and other people have started to get contact dermatitis and other issues. So please be aware of TVOCs. All resins create TVOCs when they're mixed. Now a lot of resins will say on the bottles, no VOC on the part A, no VOCs, part B, no VOCs. That does not mean that when they're mixed together, the A's and B's, that as soon as you've mixed it and it starts to have a chemical reaction, that is when your TVOCs are released in your air. And these can be really dangerous to your health and give you the symptoms that I've spoken about, or a severe allergic reaction. So always work in a well ventilated area. I have that powerful extractor fan, just listen to that. I have that. My door is always shut when I'm using resin, so nobody can come in, and people know when the door's shut that they're not allowed in. The animals are never ever allowed in here. Now if you haven't got an extractor fan like I have, and you can't afford to have an air purifier that's designed specifically for resin, then open a window, put a fan or something like here beside you so that is blowing towards the window and away from you. So I also use this, and I have it on all the time, and this is by Resiners. I've done a whole review on this and I would not be without it. As you can see at the moment, it's on. The lights are just a very pale yellow, and there is hardly any VOCs in here. It's always going to measure some, a little bit, that are in the air, but there's hardly any. I trialed this and I tested it out way before it was released to market, gave them feedback, and it's been a long time being developed, and it really does work. It clears the room of VOCs really quickly. I also have this portable one here that I used to have in my room, nothing to do with Resiners, but it measured it. This one has been designed with a lot more sensitivity to VOCs than these, and it also does something about them. I haven't got anything really to show you at the moment, but lots of things have VOCs in them, so I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to just run this stick here and letting the smoke come. You can see straight away it's gone red. It has detected VOCs because that has released VOCs, and it has ramped up completely. Now it is really pushing out a lot of air out of there, look. So it's really pumping it through. Look at that, woo! And it's got rid of those VOCs really quickly. It's filtered them really, really well. I can't recommend these enough. Now, I've seen some people give some negative comments about these and saying, oh, you can buy air filters cheaper than this. And absolutely, you can. You can buy air filters much cheaper than this, but they're not designed for resin or to clear VOCs out of the air. You've got a filter here that is patented, so no one else can have it. It's also had a lot of design work done to it, and it clears those VOCs really, really quickly. And it stores those VOCs inside of this filter, so they're not re-released. So I would say if there's one thing that you really need to get, it is going to be an air purifier that is specifically designed for the TVOCs for resin. Now, I don't know what's in that filter because, as I said, it's patented. Now, I'm sure there's other people out there that are doing tests and things on it. That's absolutely up to them. It has been approved in a lot of countries already. It's available in the UK. It's certainly available in America. And I know people have got it and have said it's the best thing they've ever done is get one. Check it out. Keep it off your hands. Make sure you wear gloves, long sleeve shirts as well. And working in long trousers and not bare feet is vital. I use a very expensive air filter that's an electric air filter, but that's because I want to use my microphone while I'm talking. It saves me having to do voiceovers. But you don't need to spend all that sort of money out. You can actually, and I used this mask for a long, long time, and I used it with my glasses, and it worked really well. I did put extra carbon filters in there, which you can buy separately. And the reason I recommend a full face mask is your eyes, your lips, your nose are very, very sensitive to VOCs and to resin. And this way it protects all that as well as protecting your lungs. The other thing is, never be tempted to work with resin in the same room that you're living in all the time or you're sleeping in. Use it in a separate room, craft room. If you can't do that, then maybe work outside. And if you can't do that, then again, I would say don't use resin. All resin should come with safety information and information on what you should do if you get it in your eyes or get it on your skin. Read those carefully first and read what they advise you to do, because the manufacturer's instructions are so important. And not all resins are created equal. All the resins that I use and I mention in my videos have been tested out by me. I will never use a resin if I don't believe it's a good quality resin. But it's so important that you do your own research as well. Don't just take my word for it. When you've finished watching this video, whether you've watched it on 2x speed or whether you've skipped through it or whether you've really played it just in the background, go off and do some more research, because it's important for you to be safe. Contact the resin companies whose resin you're going to use. Ask them the difficult questions. If they don't answer you, don't then use their resin. So I hope I haven't scared you, because you can do a lot with resin. Now, if there's any additional safety areas you think I've missed or that are really important for people to know about, please, please, please put them in the comments below for others to read about, because I'm sure I've missed something here. So the comments is a great place for discussions with this. I want to thank everybody who did bother to watch this video all the way through. If you watched it all the way through and you found it useful, then let me know that in the comments as well, because that would be useful to know. Because I know that this video isn't going to do well, but it really does ease my conscience to know that I have tried, and I've tried several times, to put this sort of information out there, because I want you to be safe. And I don't want you to be scared of using resin. I just want you to be safe. I want you to be confident in what you're doing.